common thread is that at the end of the day, everyone is concerned about protecting their personal data, their financial information, and their identity data. The average consumer, for instance, is most concerned about threats related to wireless and mobile environments, as you might imagine, and anything at all to do with the security of their desktop and, I would say, home computing environments. They're concerned about the integrity of online transactions, the risks involved in activities such as online banking and e-commerce, for instance. There's considerable concern about phishing, ID theft, spyware, and issues like that. Many hackers are using the web to try and get at the vulnerable user. So social networking sites, blogs, social media tools such as Twitter, chat tools, even search engine results are being used to infect end-user systems with all sorts of data-stealing malware. It used to be that you needed to go to a quote-unquote risky site, like a porn site, for instance, to get infected. Now you can get all sorts of malware on your system, even from a reputable site or a blog that you trust. From a prevention standpoint, you need to make sure that your systems are fully patched. You need to make sure that all antivirus, anti-spam, anti-spyware tools are fully updated at all times. It also pays to be aware, I guess, of the risk that you can face on social networking sites. Don't give out any more information than you have to. Certainly don't open attachments or emails that you don't recognize. Don't friend someone on a Facebook if you don't know that person. Certainly don't use simple passwords. Precautions like these can go a long way in protecting you from almost all the threats out there. There was a study that was done by researchers at AT&T Labs and the Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Massachusetts. It was a pretty interesting one because it looked at, I believe, 14 of the biggest social networking sites. And what it showed is that almost every single one of them was leaking out personal information that allowed data aggregators to attach a unique ID and even a specific name to a profile. What the researchers didn't know or couldn't say for sure, though, is whether the social networking sites are leaking that data deliberately or the leaks are happening just because of the way the sites have been architected. They also didn't know if the aggregators are actually collecting the information and using it. All they know is that the information is out there and can be grabbed by the aggregators and used by them if they wanted to. Users need to be aware that what they say and do on these social networking sites can be tracked, so they need to be careful about the information they disclose. They need to be careful about their privacy settings. So just be careful about what you say, be careful about what you do, be careful about who you befriend. But beyond that, there's not really a whole lot you can do on social networking sites right now. Federal agencies across the board are spending billions of dollars on various cybersecurity initiatives. The investments have yielded numerous scattershot efforts across government. I mean, there are numerous examples. The problem with these initiatives are that they are not tied to any specific goal. While these initiatives are expected to yield significant benefits down the road, not one of them addresses a strategic goal. One of the biggest current needs right now is for a comprehensive security strategy, a national security strategy that sets the agenda for how, where, when, and why security investments need to be made, and who will be responsible for enforcing them. Lawmakers are actively engaged with the issue. There seems to be a recognition at the highest levels that cybersecurity needs to be elevated into to a national security issue. So that is going to be the biggest task that the federal agencies are going to have to deal with over the next few years. They need to have a mission, they need to have a strategy, and they need to have someone telling them how to go about doing it and someone enforcing it.